Shocker Farm Fam.
You act like this is a video or something.
Thank you for joining us on our
This live.
annual live because school's about to start and we didn't really want to put it off any longer because Cassie is so busy this coming week with getting everything organized and ready for kids to go back to school on Thursday that we said tonight is the night that we are going to measure up. So we are going to figure out
No one's on here.
which kids, there's a rewatch, Cassie.
I know.
Like 99% of the people watching this.
We gotta say all this later, but
99% of the people watching it will watch it later.
on the phone though it says it's upcoming. It doesn't say we're live.
Oh, well, you're just behind. I'm sure we're live. It's just people are watching. You just can't see them yet. So we are going to be measuring tonight all of the kids. We do this every year, and we try to figure out who has grown the most. And we might not get as many people in here as quickly because we didn't announce it ahead of time. We didn't schedule this live.
It's letting me watch it on here now. So that's why I'm looking down, making sure everything's good.
And
So
if the camera starts shaking, it's all because of this little girl right here. Bella she's down there right at our feet trying to get our attention. And if she hits the camera, then, well, she hits the camera. I'm sorry. What can I say?
yeah, so we got some people in here. Let's see. We got
Melissa, Olivia.
Patricia, Mary, Olivia, Melissa, Roxanne. So people are coming in, texting some of our moderators, see if they're busy, if they would like to join us. So yeah, Gary, give your spill again because now there's 100 people in here.
Well, there's going to be
Listening.
500 people. Do you want me to give it again after the 500 mark?
Oh, well, you're pretty optimistic.
So we are going to be measuring the kids. We do this every August right before Bella. We do this every August right before school starts. We try to figure out who has grown the most. So this board right here, kind of get it closer. This board has all the measurements from all the years that we have lived in this house. This was a piece of leftover cedar from when we built the house. You can't see the cedar right now, but it's over there around the corner. But this is a piece of leftover cedar when we built our home. And we've been using it to mark every single year.
And then down here, and some in the middle, because we had some older kids, we've also marked our foster kids since we've lived in this house. So, Little Bear is asleep. It's 8:23, so it's past his bedtime. It's almost past my bedtime. But we'll get him marked. He's not on here yet, but we will get him marked.
Actually, he is on here. The first day he came, he got a mark. So we can decide whether to give him another mark, see how much he's grown, or wait till later.
That would be fun to just see if he's grown. We wouldn't have to mark him. So
Yeah.
Gary marked him when he came. We got a little one down here from 2019, and then a 22.
18's right here. Here's Ransom.
Well, I'm saying foster kids.
Oh yeah.
A 21, a 9. Nope, that's Mazzy. A 21. So anyway, yep. Our kids are on there and foster kids since we've been in this house. Did we have that before this house?
Nope. That board was scrapped from
18 is the oldest.
building our home. Yep. It's just from the time we've lived in this house and to the present.
All right. Well, we got Grounds Family and LG Homestead in here as moderators, so we can
Somebody said,
get this party started.
Hey Eddie family. So.
Oh, I don't see Eddie Family in here.
Well, somebody just said hey Eddie family. I'm just saying what they say.
Oh, I had to scroll up a little more. Hi, Brandon and Stephanie are both in here.
All right.
And all you amazing people, I would start calling you all, but it just keeps going. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We don't go live very often. We wish we could go live more, but it's just super hard in the era we're in.
Yes. In this season
season.
of our life.
Yes, in this season of our life, it's extremely hard to get to go live if it's not just Gary and I at the house, but also when it is, it's still hard. But we miss going live. I love going live. Gary says I could talk all day. But all you guys that are joining us, we thank you so much. And make sure you go check out our moderators their channels. If you guys will tag each other, I know sometimes it's weird and awkward to tag yourself, but if you guys will tag each other's channels, you guys go check out our moderators' channels, follow, or you can't watch anymore.
Yeah. Do we have biological? Yes. Ranger is biological. Mazzy and Ransom are our children through adoption. So that is 1 and 2.
So one of you guys got me this awesome shirt. I've had it a while. Wore it to church today. Crazy Chicken Lady. And
You could probably take Chicken Lady off the bottom, it would still apply.
And then I'm drinking a key lime LaCroix sparkling water. I'm not a huge fan of LaCroix. I like sparkling water, but not a huge fan of LaCroix, but I have liked the key lime. A lot of our friends call this dirt water. I think Dutch tries one every time he comes, and then he pours it out in the sink and regrets it.
And I regret him trying it because he wasted it.
No. But sparkling water is not for everybody, but we like it. But it did take me about 2 packs of it in 2020 or 2019. No, would have been 2016 or 17 because we were at the rent house before I liked it. So
yeah,
it's all we drink.
Jacob, there's not really any schooly updates at the moment, but we will be working on it this week. So I know tomorrow I'm picking up an appliance for the schoolie, and we'll be working on it this week. So
You are?
get ready. Yes, I am.
Oh. Okay.
I've got plans tomorrow.
You should
Cass-
pick up the prep area also.
Cassie's going back to work. See
Yeah,
ya.
my professional development meetings start tomorrow, and the kids go to school Thursday. So, yeah.
Hey, Ed Kirkpatrick.
Hey, Ed, how's it going?
Hopefully you're doing good over in Georgia.
Yeah.
And is it peach season over in Georgia?
I don't have a clue.
When we went through, it was peach. There were fresh peaches, and it was in the middle of summer. So peach season might be winding down.
Ed, tell Nick and Zoe we said hello. I saw they were live, and I felt horrible, but this is the only time we can do it, so we had to do it. So.
Yeah, we have this. This is we looked at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it wasn't in the books. We've got already have a lot going on.
Yeah.
And the kids go back to school on Thursday, so we have to get the measurements in. Who should we call out first, Cassie?
I don't know, but I was going to say, before we get into it, like, share, tell your friends we're live because we didn't really announce it. We don't go live often, but we got 359 people in here, which is great. We'd love to see more because we would like, a lot of people have been asking, when are you going to measure the kids? We've done this every year since we've been on YouTube. Before the week that school starts, we measure them. So
about, is that 5 years? I don't know if we have we been doing it on YouTube for 5 years, you think? 2020?
Maybe we just measured but didn't show it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look back.
I could have just lied. But yeah, a lot of people have asked in the comments and different things, hey, when are you guys doing that? So now's the time.
All right, Jacob says oldest to youngest, so I'm going to go get a Sharpie, and then I'm going to go get Ranger. So I've got to get the Sharpie first, and then Ranger, and then Cassie, want to give him a brief explanation of what we're doing here exactly?
Okay. So when I was little, my parents used to measure us on the, wasn't really a door jamb, there wasn't a door there, but the walk-through between our living room and our kitchen. On the side of it, it was about this wide. That's about how wide it was at that transition. And they would measure me and my sisters about any time we asked, but I don't think Mom marked it down unless we had actually grown. Yeah, you can come over. So, Gary got this board from when we built the house. It's out the front. It has this type of board. But so every year before they go back to school, that's when we measure them. Throughout the year, if they think they've grown a bunch, we might look at it, but we don't mark it. We mark it each year. So we were telling everybody that was in here earlier that we also have marked the foster kids we have had, even if it's not been before school. Either when we get them or before they leave, whenever we think about it, we mark them so we can add them to that. So Little Bear is in bed. He'll be added to this later. Or no, Gary reminded me, he actually marked Little Bear when we got him. So we might see how much he's grown in the, I don't know, what we had him. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Almost 6 months. That's half a year. Time has flown.
Cassie, you want to be the camera lady when we do this?
Okay. So.
Cassie will have to pick the camera up to
Yeah. Can you go put this in that flower pot so Bella don't lick on it? Yeah, you can have a drink.
All right, we're gonna bring you up a little bit.
Yeah, so
Or do you want me
Ranger
just
has
here? I'll just adjust it while we do all the measuring. Here, hold that.
Ranger has grown a ton.
Sorry for the shakiness
yeah.
right now. It's gonna be shaky for just a second while I adjust the height. But I promise you, we'll get up here. There we go. Now I can see the top of the board.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go check out our moderators and everybody in the chat that has a channel. But specifically, go check out our moderators. Follow them, or you can't stay. That's
All
our
right.
new rule.
Ranger, you're gonna have to take your shoes off, buddy. We're doing the rules are flat-footed against the wall with no shoes. Socks are optional.
Ransom, Lori said she loved watching you on the BMX track. So
Oh man, Ranger is.
we will talk about that in a little bit.
All right. So
His
stand.
feet are flat, but he's got that perfect posture going on. I think that might make you shorter. Don't do it quite so bad.
All right.
I feel like it rounds you out.
All right. Hang on. Here we are. All right.
Stop. Listen to Dad.
I will go. All right. Ready?
He's lifting himself up.
All right.
Stick your chest in just a little bit.
All right. Okay. Okay. I got it. All right. You can go back now. So there is Ranger.
Here, watch out.
You've grown about like 5 inches.
All right, so before Gary does it, how much do you guys think Ranger has grown in a year? How much do you think Ranger has grown in a year? You got 5 seconds. 5,
1 Mississippi.
4,
2 Mississippi.
3,
3 Mississippi.
2,
4
1.
Mississippi.
No one's guessing.
5 Mississippi. Why does Mississippi get to be the one that's so second long?
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's the longest state.
What about Honolulu?
All
I know
right.
it's not a state,
Now
it's a
people,
city.
the chat's just way behind. Chat is behind. All right, I see it now. We got 3.5, 3, 6, 8, 2, 3. All right, and it is.
All right, we're gonna burn the 1. We're gonna burn 1 inch. So we're going 1, 2,
Almost 3.
2 3/4.
2 3/4 is what he grew in a year.
So,
So
3, 4.
2
right
3/4.
here to right there. But that's a lot if you think about it. No wonder why his pants are so high waterish. Go tell Mazzy to come out.
Oh yeah, we're doing by age. So hopefully you guys are getting some cooler weather where you're at. We had rain today. We missed out on most of it. But some of our state, I think in Oklahoma City, got 5 inches. But we cooled down a lot because of the rain. 3 inches, Angie says. That's a good guess. Growing like a weed. Absolutely. All right, Mazzy May.
Mazzy, Abby says hello.
Tell her hi.
Hi.
Mazzy has grown a ton too. So Gary will measure, or go ahead. While Gary's measuring, won't you guys guess how many inches has Mazzy grown in a year?
Okay, so put your feet flat against back the board. Oh, you're there. Okay, you ready?
How much has Mazzy grown in a year? How many inches? 3 3/4, 2 1/2.
I don't think.
Kids, are you ready for school?
No. Yes.
Okay, watch out, sis.
2 1/2, 3 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2.
You guys can't see
Oh,
how tall she is.
Ed's
You're close to me.
guessing your guys' exact height.
Huh?
So Ranger was 5'5" when he went to the doctor the other day, and Mazzy was 4'11".
I'm 5'5".
Oh my gosh, Mazzy!
Mazzy has jumped.
Mazzy has jumped from there to there.
All right.
How much is that?
They got their guesses in.
Yep,
Mazzy?
6 inches.
Has grown
13.
4.5 inches.
What the heck?
Mazzy has grown 4.5 inches in 1 year. So we had some 4s and some 6s.
That's
and
what you
some
call a
5s.
growth spurt.
Oh,
Good
Ranger
job.
already had his.
Good job, sis.
I did not
Like
have
one
my
day
Alright.
I was so
My
close
turn.
to get his height, and then the next day he's like,
I did not have my growth spurt yet though.
Wow.
my turn.
Okay, Ranger, you're gonna have to take that helmet off. That's called cheating if you keep that on.
Oh, bye, Abby.
So
Mom,
this,
have I hit my growth spurt?
You'll have probably another one. So
I don't
Mazzy's
like
staying
stepping on
inside. to listen just in case little bear wakes up, but he usually goes right to bed.
Flat-footed. All right, they can leave guesses for
All right.
Ransom.
How much did Ransom grow? Leave your guesses.
Mom, how tall are you again?
5'7" and 3/4.
I'm like
I've
2
shrank.
inches away from it.
Is he cheating?
I felt it go up. It's okay. He's good. All right, watch out.
Watch out.
Watch out.
3, 3.25, 1.5, 2.5. Let them see. Let them see how much while Daddy's doing it. How much was it?
Not that much, but.
Where's this other one?
Right there.
All right, so Ransom went from here to here.
Jeez.
All right, Daddy's gonna measure it. 3 1/4, 3, 2 inches, 2 inches, 1 inch, 3 inch, 4.
2 1/4.
2
1/4.
1/4.
Wait,
Good
so how tall
job.
I am?
You grew 2 1/4 inches.
Wait, so I'm
Well, we
3.
I've got
No.
So I
another.
might be 3'5".
I've got another measuring tape.
Daddy can
5?
measure and see how tall you guys are.
He's 3'5", Mom. I'm pretty sure.
Hang on, I don't know if this is long enough.
If you break
It's
it,
definitely not 5'5".
Ransom, go get my water, please.
No, this is a 39 inch. It's not gonna be long enough.
Would it be tall enough for Ransom?
Here,
ow!
Ransom's like 45.
I'll get a tape measure in a little bit. We'll find out. All right. Here, we're gonna adjust this back down a little bit.
Ow!
Well, that was exciting.
Mazzy's was
Mazzy
4 what? 4
Mazzy
and-
grew
4 1/4.
4 1/2, I think.
No, it's 4 1/4.
No.
Bella!
Update:
Why did you take my shoe?
3 1/2 inches.
Oh, Gary measured Mazzy wrong.
I
Yeah,
measured her
That's
wrong,
still a lot.
but she's still a lot more than anybody else.
Oh, Bella took my shoe.
No, I burned an
Get your
inch.
helmet.
Here, hold that.
1, 2, 3 1/2 inches.
Okay, so
It looked like
Mazzy,
it was on
still
full.
a lot, is 3 1/2, but Gary had said 4 1/2. But
Sorry.
3 1/2 is still a ton.
He started measuring instead of 1. He started measuring from the 2. So.
I wanted the exact mark. Sorry, I'm making it rough.
He just gave everybody a.
Is that the right height?
Ah, that's good.
Okay. So
Woo, Bella, you stink or Ransom shoes stink?
I'm gonna
I'll
go
find some
with
shoes.
both.
It's Bella, definitely.
Why don't you
I'm
unzip them?
I'm gonna go with both. They both probably stink.
Bella, you leave his shoes alone.
Yes, we are making memories. So this has been really fun because every year we try to do it and we try to share with you guys because it's different every year. And they've all, I think, who won last year? Did you win, Ranger?
Well, Tammy, I'm so glad you found us, even though it didn't tell you. It does that to me a lot. I'll get on just to see
No,
if there's a video to watch before bed or something, and then I'll see somebody's live, and I'm like, I could have been watching this whole time. Gary and I don't get measured. I go to the doctor regularly and get measured. Gary does not ever
I
go to the
do
doctor.
too. Every year I get a physical for foster
Every
care,
year?
and every year they
Once
measure.
a year.
Yeah, every year, once a year. That's one every year. Yeah, I get measured, get weighed, and all that fun stuff. So
Thank you, Marcia. She loves our channel, never boring. Love your kids. Thank you so much for sharing.
come here, Bella.
Sarah, that was worse than our earthquake Monday. Oh, Sarah's on there, and you messing with the camera was worse than the earthquake she was in.
The earthquake in Alaska, somebody told me, was a 9.2 in the 60s.
In the 60s.
That was a huge earthquake.
So Kathy said, did you measure how tall Cassie has grown? Well, I think I'm shrinking, so
I don't
there's
think
that.
that's possible, but okay.
Yeah, old people start shrinking.
Really?
I'm gonna be 40 in 2 months.
Speaking of old, Cassie's gonna be 40 in 2
Gary's
months.
gonna be 40 in 1 month.
You have to respect your elders, Cassie.
Actually, me and Dad are gonna be. We're gonna.
Well, somebody asked, will Ranger be in the new building?
Yeah.
You will be in the new building?
Yep.
There's your answer.
Yeah. Someone said the AI chat summary says that we're discussing how much our dogs have grown.
Dad.
Bella!
Yeah, Bella has grown.
Shell Shell!
Wait, should
Judy
we go?
said, how's the bus going? It's going great.
Come here.
Guys, you're yelling at people's ears.
Sorry.
The bus is going great. Gary is getting an appliance for it tomorrow.
I'm getting in an appliance because I've had enough and I'm going to get this appliance to make things better for me. Because
Lori,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
have a
working-
choice.
After this week, I'm going to be working on it by myself throughout the day because all the children and Cassie are going to school.
Yeah, Steph, I can't ever remember the doctor's visits when the kids get done, measured, but I just remembered Ranger's and kind of Mazzy's because that was just like less than 2 weeks ago, and I remember Ranger was 2 inches shorter than me at 5'5", and I think Mazzy's was 4'11".
Mom, can I tell them what I did last night?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
So
That's going to come out in a video later. You want to leave them in suspense, or do you
Since
want to
they're
actually
here.
tell them?
Since they're here
It's
now.
already on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Ranger, sorry, but I'm blocking you.
That's fine. Say it.
So
USA, USA.
Yes, Kevin.
That's what your shirt says.
Joint birthday party.
So last night, me, Ranger, Mom, and Dad, and my papa went to watch me race BMX and Ranger practice. And on the first round, it didn't go so good. On the last jump, so I was going, my wheel kind of turned, and then when I went up, my wheel turned again, and then my both feet came off the handlebars, pretty sure, and then
Off the pedals.
off the pedals, and then I slipped off the seat, and then I fell,
When your bike hit, it was already sideways, so then it just went out from underneath you.
and then if I landed like straight on like the the thing.
Visor.
Yeah, visor. I'm pretty sure I almost broke it.
So at first we were like, you have to wear long sleeves and pants. It is hot. And then I was like, you can't just wear a bicycle helmet. You got to have a full face mask. Well, we found out last night why.
I
Because
told Cassie, I was like, it's legit. When you wreck, you wreck.
he didn't have any road rash. He would have had road rash all on the side of his body. And he didn't hurt his face. With just a bicycle helmet, he would have had bloody nose, broken teeth, or something because he hit right there. So, yeah. He wasn't going super fast,
I
but he
mean,
was
I
going
was-
fast enough it
I
would
was
have hurt.
probably going like maybe 15.
Yeah, it still didn't feel good though, did it?
No,
And so was that before you took your pads off on your helmet?
Yeah.
All right.
That
I'm going
made,
to put Bella down.
why did you take the
Stinks,
pads?
She does not stink.
It was hanging out.
But don't
All right.
lie. All right, let her down. Oh.
Come sit in my lap. Come here.
I'm the fly lady.
Bella wins the dog contest by default because she wasn't born last year, so she's grown an amazing amount and way more than Shelby did.
Wait,
The
we
fly
should-
lady said, try soda stream with lime
come down
juice.
Soda Stream is that little thing that you can make like your own soda water at home.
Oh,
Bella,
cool.
on D8.
Ranger, they want to know how you did on the course and how you liked it.
I liked it. I'm probably gonna start doing it.
Yeah, Ranger wishes, once the races started, he wished that he would have raced last night. There wasn't, there was like less than half of the amount of kids that are usually there. But Ranger didn't race because that was the first time he'd ever done it. But it probably would have been a good night for him to race because it wasn't super busy. But
I could have got a trophy.
yeah, so
and also
first, second, and third of each
If you won.
class
I beat Ransom so
gets a trophy. And so Ransom only had 3 in his class, so he got a trophy.
Hey,
I
you
got a
listen,
trophy
when you win a
no matter
trophy
what.
and there's only 3, you don't have to tell
I know.
everybody there's only 3. They can
But if
watch
they
the
watch the
video.
video, they see.
Good job, buddy. I like it.
But
too.
also,
high five.
he was racing against 9
And
and 11-year-olds, and he's 7,
Eight,
about to
nine,
be
and
8.
11.
And no, 9 and 11. I almost beat the 11-year-old.
But also, since there wasn't very many kids, they were kind of, so they put everyone's information in the computer, and the computer does it for them. So that way you can't get mad at some person doing it. But if it's all ages, then you'll just be with your age. But then there's novice, intermediate, and expert on your riding skill levels. But since there wasn't very many kids last night, it took all the lowest ability riders and put them with Ransom, and there was only 2 other ones, so that's why he was with the older kids.
Yeah, if I wasn't racing, there would just be 2, and then they would just get a trophy.
So that's a video coming up. on either Catching Up with the Walkers or Walker Farm Fam.
They want to know about Mazzie's, when are her voice lessons going to be? No, sir. No, sir.
Mazzie's voice lessons
That's a girl one.
are
Oh, my bad.
Can I crush it?
one day a
Can I
week,
crush it?
but she won't have any kind of concert or
No,
anything like
ma'am.
that until probably around Christmas time. So there's nothing really to look forward to
Yep, and violin's going to be starting back up.
except for some kind of a concert around Christmas time. So she'll be selecting a song, I'm sure, in the next couple, 3-4 weeks, and then be practicing that.
Yeah, so Mazzie does not want to do BMX. She don't even want to go watch, which she'll have to at some point. She won't have a choice. So she'll be doing voice lessons and violin right now. And then once basketball starts up, we might have to readjust some things. We'll see. Because she wants to play basketball as well. And then we'll have archery going.
Sorry,
She's
I
standing
can't.
up. She's doing.
I can't resist.
So if you're just getting in, because we have about 100 more people than a while ago. That's awesome, Stephanie. Layton's doing vocal this year, and
Ransom your helmet.
Go get your
Ransom,
helmet.
I told you.
Bella just took
She's
off
a-
with Ransom's
She's a
helmet.
puppy.
Go put it
So
up high, buddy.
if you're just getting in, watch out, Ranger.
Oh,
We measured the kids like we do every year before school on this board that we've had since we built this house, and we got our biological kids, our adopted kids, and our foster kids all on this board since we've lived here. That's why if you see a bunch, that's why. But Ranger's way up there. Mazzie, Ransom, they've all grown a lot. Mazzie grew the most at 3.5 inches this year.
27 years combined.
Oh yeah.
Mom,
So
can
that
you
means
show me
there's
the BMX bike?
since 20,
So I'm 27.
2018 we've had 27 years of per child. 27.
I don't know if it'll fit in here. So Debbie said violin and voice are a good combo. So Mazzie's violin teacher texted yesterday and said, because they took a summer break, she said she's ready to start back up 1st of September and wanted to know if Mazzie was still in. And I texted her back, told her yes, and we found a date. And then I told her Mazzie was also taking voice lessons, and she said that is awesome. Violin and voice work really well together on learning like the pitches and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I can play the guitar, but I know nothing about music.
Whenever Mazzie was reading the music at her last voice lesson, her teacher said some things, and Mazzie knew exactly what it was already because of violin and reading music.
Yeah,
there.
so her
there's
violin teacher was really happy she was taking voice.
There's some similarities.
Yep. I don't care. Ransom really wants to show you guys something. Sherry Davis, you are not being filtered that I know of. There's just so many comments up there, it's hard to see them all.
They
Yeah.
come really fast too. So.
Ranger, you can't grow too much more, or we'll need to add on to that board.
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
I don't think so.
So Ransom got him a new BMX bike.
Hey,
Well,
it's light so I can lift it up.
a new used
Oh,
BMX bike.
Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah.
So BMX bikes are super
The mongoose.
light, and the seat. Look, guys. Show them the seat.
It's a mongoose.
The seats stay
Here, put
low
it down, put it
because
down,
you
put it
stand
down.
up the whole time. You do not sit down.
It's a mongoose expert.
I'm just showing them how low the seat was.
Nope.
I didn't mean to take it off.
No, just
Ow, Ranger.
I can't do it.
You weren't supposed to be doing that.
all right. We'll move it over here.
So the seats are just really low on it, is what I was trying to show you, and they're very light and everything else. So, I really feel like the BMX race bike should be in the shop, out of the weather and away from Bella. So the local or the BMX track is in Pryor, which isn't too far from us. There was a lot of corporations and grants that went into that.
Probably Google money too.
Yeah, that helped pay for that because a lot of people have said, wow, that's a really nice track for Pryor. So they have a really nice track. We have a cousin that does it and friends at school that does it. And so we were able to get that bike from a friend at school that had outgrown it.
We paid for it though.
Yeah.
It wasn't free.
But what I was saying is a new used one, so we can get them going with the right things, but we're not having to go buy all the new things. And then they also have a bike that they think will fit Ranger. That next practice, he's going to try it out. So.
And the boys are putting the bicycles up because we don't want them being chewed on by the puppy or anything like that. So they're getting the bikes put up and the helmets put up before they get left out, because you can't see out there, but it is now dark.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be no more bicycle riding.
When do the kids go back to school? Kids go back tomorrow here in Orlando, Florida. So I start professional development tomorrow. I start meetings, and then the kids go back on Thursday. But Locust Grove, the town we live in, they already started last Thursday. So, let's see. Farm equipment sale going to be close to me on 64 outside of Marion, Arkansas. That's awesome, Roxanne. We love us a good, well, it says sale. We like a good auction. Is it a farm equipment auction or sale? Hey Gary, did they get a little close with the razor? Their hair is really short, sweetie. Gary, did they get a little close on the razor? Your hair's a little short.
Is it? I don't know. I always do 1.5 or 1.5 on the sides.
Yeah.
Guard 1.5, and then a short finger length on top. That's my go-to haircut. So
Yep.
I like it short though. I do not like long hair, especially in the hot heat of the summer.
Donna asked, what are the sports that our school participates in? We got softball for the first time this year. I'm not coaching it. Yay. I like softball, but I'm trying to get rid of extra jobs because I just have too many. But one of the coaches is starting up softball, and then we have Bo Moorhead with Moorhead Homestead is starting up football. And then we got basketball, and we got soccer, and we got baseball, and we got golf,
Archery.
and we got track, and then we do archery. So when I first went there was only basketball, and a few years before we started, there was only boys basketball. There wasn't enough for girls, and then a couple years before I started there, or we all started there, they got girls basketball, and then now
They got tons of
lots of things.
Solid programs, probably enough to keep everybody happy for a while, hopefully.
Yep. Hey guys, first time here. Welcome, Our Louisiana Life. I've been teaching,
Since 2007.
yeah, since I was 22. I'm gonna be 40. But I took a 3-year break and I stayed at home
Is that
with
3
Mazzy.
3 years? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yep. I took a 3-year break. Yep.
Wait, when?
When Mazzy was little. It doesn't seem like I was at home for 3 years, but
Was we at Rose that time?
yeah.
Because you were still coaching
No,
volleyball.
no.
Oh, you didn't?
The end of the 3 years, the very end of, so that last year, the 3rd year, I did lay coach of volleyball where I only went in and coached, and that was it. And when then it was over, it was over. But the last 2 weeks of volleyball season, we got ransom. And then the next year, I went to Bradford.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was home for 3 years, and that don't even seem like it. But that's been, this is my 8th year at Bradford, so that was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys ask questions and then we start talking.
And Cassie is not meant to be at home all the time, or else she would be there. She could stay at home right now, but it's not really what she enjoys, right?
Yeah, I stayed home for 3 years. Mazzy had to go to speech and occupational therapy, and we had a lot of stuff going on. So we stayed busy. But then as that started winding up and didn't have to do it as much or whatever, I really missed PE. I missed coaching kids. I missed teaching. And that's why I did volleyball that last year at Salina. I just did volleyball. I didn't go back teaching. It was just like a lay coach because I really missed it. And then when the opportunity opened up at Bradford, I actually went that same year in April. I went and subbed in the PE class. My friend set me up. She knew if I came and subbed that I would be hooked and want a job there. And I fell in love with it. And Gary tells me all the time, you do know you can stay home, right? But when I stayed home, you guys can imagine how much I talk now. When I stayed home, we go to church on Wednesday nights and we eat before church, and Gary would be like, Cassie, stop talking and eat your food.
She had to get all her words out.
Yeah, because I didn't have anybody to talk to. We also lived 25 minutes from town then, so I was going nuts. Farm equipment auction.
Bella's back.
So people came in late. You guys will have to replay it. We measured the kids like we do every year for school, and you'll have to see how much they grew and who grew the most.
All right.
Do your schools have air conditioning? Yes, our schools have air conditioning. Our gym just doesn't. Our new gym doesn't have air conditioning. It has fans and stuff, but our schools have air conditioning. If the school didn't have air conditioning, I would just stay home.
Cassie would be home if that was the case. So one update on Bella, since she's been in and off the video, her wireless fence, is that what it's called?
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you looking for them.
The wireless fence is working great. She's been staying home and not getting out in the road and not going to the neighbor's house.
Yeah. Jacob asked how many sports I coach. So I coach basketball. I do the archery. I'm trying to pass that off to a friend.
Soccer.
I do soccer. I help manage golf because we don't really have a golf coach. So I just help make sure that happens. And then I took Hayden Riley, Dutch's daughter, to track meets this year. But I'm trying to talk Brandy into coaching that. So
that's 5 so far.
yeah. And then I was the 4-H leader, but I found a parent to take that over. And yeah,
5?
I think so. I don't know.
5's enough.
Maybe 6.
That's why I'm trying to downgrade. Hi there, handsome ransom BMX champion. What's up? Pool time with Ron. So we don't currently have volleyball. We just got a gym. I played volleyball in school and in college, and I coached college volleyball. But we're doing softball right now. We don't have enough kids to do softball and volleyball, 2 girl sports at the same time. But also, just to be honest, I'm really not interested in coaching volleyball. I enjoy coaching basketball way more than I enjoy coaching volleyball. But if the softball doesn't work out or anything changes, Lindy at Moorhead Homestead played volleyball. She went to Bradford, and she played volleyball, and we have some other people interested in helping. I've told them I would help, but really I'm trying to not coach any new things.
But there are holes in the gym floor,
Yes,
so that we can put volleyball poles up when it's needed.
Put up. I got volleyball lines, but a volleyball net system, like the entire system for hosting games and doing it right, is very expensive, and we're just not quite ready for that. But I do hope in the near future my budget at school will allow to get the volleyball net system so that I can start doing it in PE and off season and things like that, getting the kids playing it. Because if we don't actually have a team, it's a great sport to learn, so that you can play it when you're older and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure I'm way behind in the chat. You can call me Kevin and Brandon tonight. But talk for a second, Gary. Let me read some.
So somebody asked about adopting Little Bear. We've said this before. We'll say it again. It's not an option right now, and so we can't say that we could or couldn't. So basically, we don't. You guys can continue asking, but most of the times we just give you a heart on your comment. We don't answer those questions because it's not an option. Anytime you foster children, reunification is always the number 1 option until it's not an option anymore, and then you look at other options.
There are questions about Little Bear and questions about the bus that we have not responded to because we're not going to answer those. So if you've asked questions about either of the 2 and haven't got a response, it's probably one of those questions we're not going to answer.
Well,
But someone said in some states they have volleyball in the fall and softball in the spring, or vice versa. I don't remember what it said. That's the other thing we're running into. The Christian conference we're in, most of the softball teams are in Arkansas, and I guess Arkansas plays spring fast pitch, but Oklahoma plays fall fast pitch, so the seasons aren't the right time for us for our conference. But we're playing it in the fall, and we're going to play some local public schools, scrimmage them and play their JV teams in order to make it work for now.
But
Lori just killed a giant spider. Are you okay? Do I need to call an ambulance?
That's what I was about to do.
I would be
That's what I was doing over there.
Gary, have you bought moo cows?
yes, A video tomorrow coming out on catching up with the walkers will show you exactly what we bought and how many and how they're doing. So we were able to find some cows that we liked and got some bought. So you just have to wait and see.
Thank you, Roxanne and Rose, for your kind words. Peggy called Lori a sissy.
Oh, that's
Wow.
not nice.
So, Michelle, you said you don't catch our lives very often. We don't go live hardly ever because this season in our life and our family doesn't allow for it with Little Bear and the kids and different things like that. So we don't go often, but we do enjoy it and we miss you guys.
I might try to go live some after school starts in the morning, maybe doing chores or showing the animals off and on whenever Cassie's here on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, when school starts back up and we get a better schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm off until 7th hour. Edna wants to know if you're getting a bull.
I am getting a bull, but I will not get one until spring at least because I don't need a bull at this point because everything that I have bought to this point has already been bred. So right now I'm just waiting on calves and yeah, I don't need a bull yet. But I will be getting one come spring or late winter.
I think Donna's saying I should teach a chicken class at school.
I have something to show.
Okay.
Oh, Ransom has something to show you guys.
From last night, I got.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, and this is me like crashing my wheel turned sideways.
There is Ransom's
Beverly, I do not have any eggs in the incubator. I wish I did. Typically I would, but life has just been too crazy.
very first BMX trophy.
And it's plastic.
Grades the kids are in. Ransom is in first. Mazzy is in fifth. Mazzy's in fifth. And Ranger is in seventh. Ranger starts junior high.
And Mazzy is. Ransom is 7. Mazzy is
So
11. I'm 13.
Kansas girl, yes. The sad part about us being in a private Christian school is we can't qualify for hardly any grants. I've tried and tried and tried, and most we're turned away for based on our religion. But there is a grant that I'll be filling out pretty soon, which that reminds me I need to look at that again tomorrow. I looked last week and the date was coming up. But there is a grant I'm about to fill out from an oil company that we've got in the past. I'm hoping to get so that that's possible. So,
Don't kiss his little
Donna, we do have several sports for our size of school. We only have like, last year we had 140 some kids, and I think we have more this year. But it's basically the same kids that play everything. If all the kids don't play, then it doesn't happen.
Angela Jones asked, what denomination church do we go to? We go to Locust Grove Free Will
Awesome,
Baptist
Annie.
Church. So Free Will Baptist here in Locust Grove.
Yeah, and
Also,
sometimes we have to move the kids up in age to form a team. So sometimes Ranger plays with much older kids so we can have a team.
I was going to say I don't really get hung up too big on denominations.
Yeah.
As long as they go by the Bible. That's the main thing that
Yeah.
I'm looking for in a church. Got to go by the Bible.
So,
Otherwise, you're not
Darlene
going by
said,
anything.
who watches Little Bear when you go outside? Well, it's just like any other child, foster or not. When parents go outside and do things, there's other things that the kid can be doing, or they're in the stroller, or they're inside with older sibling, or they're napping, or they're at daycare. There's a lot of
Or
wars
with
there.
foster kids, they go on visits to other places. So
Yeah.
a lot of times we don't talk about where he is at all because we just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But-
someone asked if the lights are still working on the truck.
Are the lights still working on the truck? Yes. Right now.
Thank you, Kathy. I do need more chickens because Gary's cousin texted me this evening and said, hey, a stray dog or pack of dogs, I can't remember, came up to my house last week and took out every one of my chickens. And she had a lot.
Yeah.
She said, I remember Gary saying that you always have too many chickens and you could probably sell, and you like to sell them or something.
We could probably part with 3 or 4.
And she said, do you have any laying hens? I said, well, actually, in the last several weeks, I've sold and given away up to about 25 chickens, so I'm running a little low. But let me go look because if I sell some more, I can get even more.
We do like to share the wealth with our chickens because Cassie's hatching addiction usually leads to a few extra. I mean, we have enough to feed our family right
Yeah.
now. So
Eddie Family Farm, we can't wait to see you guys in September. We can't wait to see all of y'all. Gary, you want to tell them what's happening in September?
that would be the.
Eating that? My mouth will be on fire.
Is that the fall?
The urban.
Oh. Well, I know what Eddie Family Farm comes to Oklahoma or comes to Northeast Oklahoma for. He's not actually coming to Northeast Oklahoma. Going to Oklahoma City.
We're going to his area.
Yeah, well, it's kind of in the middle. So we're going to the Oklahoma City Fair, which is
Hi,
hosting
Leora.
a section just for the Urban Homesteading Expo, which is
Yes,
sponsored
Grace, you're
by
fine.
the Okie Homesteading Expo. So our friends, Keeping It Dutch and Hidden Heights Farm is putting on a Urban Homesteading Expo at the Oklahoma City Fair. So we will be going on that Sunday, talking about chickens. Cassie will be there talking about chickens. And rumor has it we may have a few shirts if our merch people come through in time.
Yep.
To I think we'll probably be giving one away if we have them.
Yeah, so someone said they just watched Brandon Short where he found that egg in the snake. That was crazy.
No.
Hi, Chestnut Hills Farmstead. I'm so sorry we went live when we did, but there was no other time to do it.
I tried to talk Cassie out of it, guys. I'm sorry.
But we measured the kids, and tonight was the only night while Little Bear was asleep, so apologize about that. Locust Grove where they filmed Little House on the Prairie? No.
No. Locust
Oh, we
Grove-
went there. We went to where they filmed Little House on
Yeah,
the Prairie.
no. That was Laura. That was one of Laura Ingalls'
Oh.
childhood homes. So we went to north of Coffeyville, Kansas, I think, is where Laura Ingalls, one of her childhood homes.
But in Tahlequah, they filmed where the red fern grows.
the red fern grows was filmed. If you guys have seen us go to Dripping Springs or Natural Falls State Park
I bet.
over here in Oklahoma, there's a scene from not Little House on the Prairie, but where the red fern grows. There's a
Yeah.
scene that we recorded that was recorded there. So
So sorry if I missed your comments a while ago. I was trying to go through them and then
Ransom
I got lost.
brought out hot chips and left them. Imagine
Is the
that.
night sky beautiful tonight?
Kind of cloudy.
It just looks dark.
Yeah, it's cloudy tonight. We've had
So
overcast.
Hi from Arkansas. I may have to meet up with y'all in September. Join us at the Urban Homesteading Expo. We'd love to see you guys there. You can go to Okie Homesteading Expo on Facebook and get all the information, or we've been sharing it as well.
So pool time with some. I didn't see the full
Full
name.
time with Ron.
Pool time with Ron asked how the flip house was going. It is not going pool time with Ron because whenever we went to close, we were like a week out of closing, and the property line set 12 feet into the actual house itself. So we had to. They had to back out. The contract was void. They wanted us to pay $15,000 extra to fix the problem, and we weren't willing to do it. So that's where that went.
Someone asked how the 50 states in 5 years is going.
Want to give them an update?
Gary is tired of the crunching of the chips.
The bag rattling and the crunch. Eat them over here until you're done, okay?
But Ransom, Kathy said, tell Ransom that there are Talkie Crisp that are like Talkie Pringles.
We've had them.
Yeah.
So 50 states in 5 years. We are 3 years in and have 30 some states.
We have 33 states, so we have 17 states left. And if everything goes as planned, we want to do something on fall break, but I don't know if we'll get to.
We'll move that up a little closer.
I don't know if we'll get to do anything on fall break per se, but coming up in summer of 2025, we want to do a big RV trip where we go to Yellowstone, Montana, Northern California, and probably knock out at least another 6 states on that trip. So
Tammy, no worries. We kind of like Chestnut Hills, so that's all right.
we're on track with 50 states in 5 years, but we have slowed down a little bit because of our foster care current placement, and that kind of limits our travel
Yeah.
to some degree, which is fine. And
Ranger, Jacob wants to know why you're not posting any videos.
yeah, Ranger,
Jacob who?
your cousin.
No, Jacob Jones.
Oh, Jacob Jones.
Oh.
It's like it's my cousin. Because mainly because I don't want to.
No, what's the real?
Oh yeah, my
You're-
phone's broken.
So, one, he's a kid and he's busy. He doesn't think about it. But two, when he was posting more, he had Gary's old iPhone and we called it his YouTube phone. It only worked if it had Wi-Fi. I mean, he could video edit and do all that without Wi-Fi, but then he used Wi-Fi to upload, and all of a sudden it won't connect to Wi-Fi. We need to take it to Apple. Natalie at Our Brown Farmhouse has tried helping me with it. She assumes it's a lost cause, but we have an Apple store in Tulsa.
It's a really old thing too, so
Yeah.
it may just be the age. But
Well, like Brandon said the other day, that when they get so old, like Apple won't let them work.
But
sometimes,
it
so.
still works to the point that you could video with it, you could edit in iMovie, and then we could airdrop it to another device and then upload it to YouTube. So
Judy will
If-
be praying.
he can still do
He
it.
says that's too much work, so
He can still do it if
Gary.
he wants to. I see it.
pause.
So we're gonna try to see if this is gonna charge.
Low battery.
So Gary's battery is going low on his phone.
I'm trying to. Did that do it?
I don't know. We can't tell if it's charging or not.
I can tell because on our device down here, it'll say if there's watts coming
So
out.
Gary's phone got a low battery thing, which has been plugged in,
Yep.
but
It has 7 watts going out, so
okay.
it should be charging now. But we have been on here for 51 minutes, so probably another 10
Yeah.
minutes or so. We
How
need to
is
get the
Donkey
kids
Watch going?
baths
Not
in
well.
bed. Yeah, I don't think any of the donkeys were pregnant. I think that Cassie got donk boozled.
But what is wrong with Patsy's belly? That is not.
I think she is.
Healthy.
I think she was extremely foundered at some point, and that's just the way she is. I don't know, but we'll see. We're hopeful that we still will get something, but just have to wait and see.
Katie said, "Did you guys ever get your piece of cake? I know you got a chainsaw from him." She might be talking to somebody else in the chat.
Oh.
If you've asked a question and I missed it and you really want it answered, type it in all caps so I can see it and know that you really want to know something.
Jacob Jones, we have not been to Pennsylvania yet, but Pennsylvania is high on my list. I would really like to go there. Actually, that'd be a fun fall trip. Michigan is one place I'd like to go this fall.
Mary asked if we've been to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you hear about that museum they were talking, or not museum, that thing in St. Louis last night? That's like
Yeah.
a 10-story. Is it a museum or what was it?
That's the St. Louis City Museum. Yeah,
St.
like,
Louis City Museum. It
like
sounded.
a hands-on museum type thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it
Like
sounded
a learning thing.
really
Oh,
cool.
come here.
So,
Why are you calling her over here?
What? Nope.
oh,
no.
better go get your ruler.
No.
She's gonna steal it.
You better-
Have you
Here, a
been?
note for killing squash bugs and eggs. Captain Jack's dead bug and organic bug killer.
We have not been to Virginia yet. I heard that. I'll look into it. Gary, getting into beef cattle or decorative? Charles, we are back to beef cattle. I've spent 2 full days at auctions this week, and I am
Sass Mazzy
Enjoying
is
the-
enjoying her lesson. She's had 2 and having more. Sorry.
yes. And
When I read it, I gotta say it.
oh, you're fine. But yeah, I've enjoyed going to the beef cattle auctions and kind of getting back to the market and what it's doing, which is really, really well right now, which is great for buying.
Someone asked if we've been to New Hampshire. It's a great experience for the maple farms.
We have been to New Hampshire fall break
2023.
last year, 2023. Yeah, fall break. It was beautiful. We love New Hampshire.
Grounds family says we need more lives. This is fun.
What was that drive we went down in New Hampshire? Remember that? Cassie got sick because we think the Lincoln Navigator was overcompensating for all the curves we were going through.
Yeah, like
It kind of got
I
her
don't ever get
road
car sick or motion sickness. Hey, quit doing that.
Someone put in caps.
Aussie Cool said, Cassie, who is the boss?
Me.
But yeah, I don't
Probably
get car
Mazzy.
sick. But while we were in New England, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Every day when we drove, I did not feel right.
I just didn't feel like going through Boston whenever we got about this much room on both sides of your vehicle, and you're going to hit a building on one side and a stop sign on the
I
other.
love Boston.
You love Boston?
Yeah.
The person Boston or the city Boston?
Both. golf.
What did you love about Boston?
Um,
Tell me more.
like there's like big buildings.
Uh-huh.
Kids, are you excited for school?
No.
Nope. And another.
I
Hey,
wanna-
ask me the question.
Have we
Wait,
been
are
to
you
Minnesota yet?
Uh,
Minnesota.
So we're talking about going to Michigan. It's not Minnesota, Michigan. But I want to go fishing at Minnesota. So
Yeah.
when I go to Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, I think.
Have we been to Virginia?
No, Virginia, we have not. But
We're
we
coming to the Bay Area in California.
spring break, I want to go to Washington D.C. and I would go to Virginia at the same time. California, Northern California, would be our RV trip in summer of 25.
Can we?
Gail, we have been to Kentucky because we went to the Ark.
Oh yeah, the Ark Encounter in Kentucky
yes,
was
I
awesome.
want to go again.
Jacob, I don't remember if we ate dinner.
Did we eat tonight?
He said, "What's for dinner?"
Oh.
We eat early. We eat about 5:30.
I may be hungry.
Who is Missy and Maymay's mama? That's a long.
Have we been to West Virginia? We haven't, have we?
Ellie
That was one we didn't get.
it was Maymay's mom, and Charlie was Missy's mom.
We are live now. Have we been to West Virginia?
No.
No, we have.
Fishing in Minnesota would be awesome. We have not been to West Virginia. We have not been to Virginia or West Virginia.
Brandon said you need to come down here when Steph actually gets to see you. Does she not get to go to the Urban Homesteading Expo, or am I just not know what's happening in the chat? We cheated on Texas. Come down to South Texas, South Padre Island. I would like to go there sometime. I've never been there.
I've been there with my grandpa whenever I was little, and I also want to take the kids to San Antonio on the way to South Padre Island or in Galveston area. So that will be on the list. We'll probably do that though after we knock out the 50 states, just because we've already been to Texas a couple times.
Julie asked if we would like her to make us a bathroom curtain with a small rod or something with magnets. If yes, I will start trying to figure out something that you may like. So Gary really wants to use the door that he got. Ow, that was a cramp on my leg. But Julie, later on we may want a curtain back in the back where Gary and I are going to sleep for changing purposes. Like we could put our beds up and then we could pull the curtains, and that could be a more private area for anyone to dress or do what they need to do. So that's something we might do, but for now we're going to use the door for the bathroom.
Yeah, but in between like the bathroom and that wall, I think I'm going to put a piece of like a rod up the top, so there will be a private area to change back there, and there will be another area to change in the bathroom, so we'll have a couple different areas.
Carla said the St. Louis City Museum is an old converted shoe manufacturing site. It's a wonderful place for families. Look it up online. Lots to do there.
So if we go to Michigan,
Jim, I know I need to come back to Alabama to get more eggs.
if we go to Michigan on fall break, then we will stay the night in St. Louis and go to that museum because it sounded really cool, and it's like a 5 or 6 hour drive to there.
Yeah.
So we could go there, go to the museum, and then the next day we could get up and continue to Michigan.
We have not been to Oregon.
It's on the summer 25 RV trip. I have these in my mind.
Brandon's as excited as me and you about school starting.
Me too, Brandon. Hey, you want to have a party, Brandon? What are you going to do? We can meet somewhere in the middle and just party. I'm joking.
I'm going.
It's like when all the family's at home, I don't get near all of my work done as efficiently. That's all. I'm more efficient when
Have we
it's
been
quiet.
to North Carolina?
Yes. Cherokee, North Carolina, when we went through Tennessee on our road trip.
Wow, Chestnut Hills got an invite to go ice fishing. That's awesome.
I saw that. That's cool. Ice fishing? I didn't
Was
read
the
ice
road
fishing.
in New Hampshire the Cancamus Highway?
Yes. Cannabis. I know we're not saying that right, but that was it. We took the fall scenic drive of the Cannabis that highway, and it was beautiful.
Oh, Locust Grove, IA.
Hey, this Gary party, a party of me and Brandon is going to be going to Country Cottage and eating all the buffet we
Locust
want.
Grove, IA. IA is Iowa.
Yeah.
That's where Little House on the Prairie was.
Oh. Oh, okay.
And we're in Locust Grove, Oklahoma.
There's also Locust Grove, Georgia. That's one of the first things that come up on the map. Okay, we're at 59 minutes and 40 seconds, Cass.
Okay, hang on. How's the bus renovations going? The last I saw, you were doing the wall for the bathroom. That's about where we're at.
That's where we're at this weekend. It was super busy. We've been getting ready for school to start.
Oh, Brandon. Oh, yeah. We didn't get to see Steph and Kason when we came to their farm because that's when Kason broke his elbow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we got to come back.
Well, but when we come back, hopefully we'll be bringing a housewarming gift
Yep.
because the house will be done or almost done the next time we're there.
Or could you bring us next time?
Nah, you guys.
In the
make,
RV.
You guys make me stop every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom.
No.
But we have
Are
the
we there yet?
bathroom.
Are
Oh,
we there
man.
yet?
No, we have a bathroom.
Cache, Oklahoma was 100 and no rain. It was great in Locust Grove.
It felt great in the morning. Ocean's racing right now.
I think Julie might be thinking about covering the bathroom windows. Oh, okay, Susan.
Yeah, we'll be definitely needing to cover the bathroom windows. The measurement is 27 inches, but I don't know. It's 2 windows wide. I don't know exactly what that width is.
27.
But I think it's 27 or 28.
So
What do you
Nancy,
think?
we aren't
Down.
doing the YouTube event in Alabama because that's when the Urban Homesteading Expo is. So we'll be doing that this year, but at some point, hopefully we'll be making our way back there.
Yeah, also it was going to be tougher to travel with being further longer away from the house with
Little Bear.
Little Bear.
So since we are still trying to get our states, we have a lot of traveling that we need to do. So with Little Bear, we're trying not to travel too much and overuse our babysitters. So we're going to get those 50 states in. He can't go with us due to rules and paperwork and all that. Plus, most of the things we do are not toddler friendly with all that traveling. But we're trying not to go a long ways away with extra events so that we're not constantly having to ask for babysitters and respite care. I couldn't think of the word. Fly Lady, how much would volleyball equipment cost? We could do a give, send, go to help out the school. I need to look again.
But-
I think it's about around $5,000, but we'll make it. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's not an immediate need just because this is their first year in the gym and they're still trying to figure out priorities and
So now that
everything.
we have a gym, when our basketball season, we should be able to make revenue and we should be able to raise money for our athletic program. Used to, we had to rent a gym and, there's a commercial right now. People
But-
are having to watch.
But at any point in any time at the school's website, they could donate if they need.
Yeah, at the school's website, at any point in time, you can go on there and you can donate. And it goes into our general fund. And I don't know if you can tell it what it's for, but one time someone donated on our school website for when the Vans
What vans?
Cadillac converter got
Destroyed.
sawed off and stolen. Someone told me, hey, I'm going on your school's website and I am donating money to get that fixed. And so I told the secretary, hey, if you see a pretty big donation come in, that's what it's for. And then the next day she was like, hey, I got that donation. So you can give on the website. That's not something that we are asking or needing people to do. It'll happen. It's just not right now.
But somebody mentioned making some kind of a funding site. Then the site's always there.
Yeah. You could always give on our school's website. If you're interested in that, I could tell you that, but it's not something that I'm like want to say right now for everyone to go do that because
No.
I don't want to seem like we're trying to get money.
No. Oh.
Can I hold?
No, she's pretty heavy. Bella.
Yeah, we measured Little Bear when he first came, and then we'll measure him again soon and see in the 6 months how much he's grown. So, are you fostering through the Cherokee Nation? In Oregon, I couldn't go very many miles away from the county. Yeah, so we foster through Cherokee Nation, and then sometimes it's Cherokee Nation and DHS, and they actually have 2 different set of rules for their traveling. There's 2 different ones. Like one, as long as you stay in the state lines and you don't stay away from the house more than 7 days or more than so many days, you don't have to get it approved. One, if you're going to cross state lines, no matter how many days, you have to get it approved.
But regardless of those rules, there's still visits that have to take place each week.
Yeah. So he still has to go on visits.
And so
That's pre-planned and set up. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we foster through both, and their travel plans are completely different. So then it's like even more of a headache.
Yeah.
So, but also, yeah.
It is. Like I said, it's just the season we're in right now, and
The whole point is reunification. So if he's not here to go to his visits, then we're not meeting their needs, and their needs are most important right now.
Yeah.
And his.
Good night, Kim Montgomery. I think
Thank you, Grounds family and LG Homestead, for doing that.
Yeah, appreciate that. So I think though we are winding down. If there's any last questions, get them in because we got to get the kids in bed. Cassie's got. What time you got to be in tomorrow?
Yes, Matt. 9.
Oh, okay, not too early.
But Ransom has a dentist appointment in the morning.
Fun.
Um,
What time is that?
Let me look. Yes, Mazzy is starting violin back up in September. Look, they're practicing their balancing.
Yeah.
Are those bikes harder than the actual BMX bikes?
Well, you're also you're also not
And you're not inclined.
you're not angled down. That helps.
So it'll be good practice.
Okay, so tomorrow. 9:40.
Okay.
All right. Well, the bugs are starting to get me.
Yeah.
Let me see. You said, do you have any more questions? So, Niagara Falls, both sides. Hi, Sue. I'm so glad you were able to catch us live. How long after you foster where you can adopt? It just depends on how much time the judge gives them and what's happening in their case.
Yeah, we have zero idea. We have no idea.
Are you keeping the Highlands?
No, the Highlands are all but the heifers are gone, and Cassie's cousin actually
So there's a media shower tonight.
is interested in a heifer, and so we'll see. But I don't know how much longer the heifers will be here.
Thank you,
Missy and
Annie.
May. But for now, we have those two.
Bye, Brandon. People are telling you bye, so I guess you're leaving.
See you,
Have
buddy.
a good night. We're about to get off ourselves.
Yep.
House tornado cleanup going in Sulphur. We haven't made it back down that way. Bella, no. But I saw that,
I distracted her with a ruler.
Daniel was back at it the other day.
Yep.
Bye, pool time with Ron. Love listening to Mazzy sing with the coach she saw. Yeah, she's taking weekly lessons with the voice coach now.
Hey, Stokes family, whether it's
Bye, Grounds family.
Stokes family or Stoke living.
Stokes Family Ranch. We are up late. It's way past my bedtime,
I know,
and I
I-
got meetings tomorrow. I'm sure you do too. I'm about to call it quits.
I have to go finish editing a video, so I'm
Yep.
ready to wrap it up.
So, if you just got here or you're not sure what was happening, because there's a lot more of you guys here, every year we measure the kids to see how much they've grown. So that's what we did tonight. You can, when we click off here, you can go back to the beginning and see it if you want. You can see how much they grew and who grew the most. But we measure all of our kids and the kids we have fostered. So ever since we moved in here, this is a board from when we built our house. Ever since we moved here, we've been doing that. So
This year, Mazzy was the winner.
they're supposed to go what?
Oh, I'm sorry, but you
Mazzy
have to
grew
know
3.5 inches.
if you have to go see by how much because
Yeah.
Ranger was only 3/4 of an inch behind.
Angie, we hope to see you at the Oklahoma State Fair. So if you guys haven't, you can get your tickets for the Urban Homesteading Expo by buying a ticket to the Oklahoma State Fair in Oklahoma City in September. We will be there, and you 1,200 people, we're going to tell you, we got merch coming out soon, and we'll have it there as long as the merch people get it done in time. It's also kind of our fault because we're rushing it.
Hey,
But
all we have is
exciting
time.
news coming.
All right.
All right.
All we have is time. So we're gonna get off of here though. The kids need to take baths and get in bed, and it's getting late. So
Lori, get to bed, and I'm glad you killed the spider. Love you guys.
we hope you guys have a great night, and God bless.